Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at how AI is changing how we understand human communication.
Okay.
Now, to really illustrate this, let's imagine a fascinating scenario.
Okay.
Picture this. We're at Jimmy Carter's funeral,
Oh, wow.
right? A moment in history, and we get to observe a conversation between two very different former presidents,
All right.
Donald Trump
Yeah.
and Barack Obama.
Interesting.
What would that be like?
That's a really interesting scenario to think about because what's so captivating about AI in this context is that it can go beyond just understanding the words themselves.
Right.
It can start to decipher the how behind the words, like all of those little unspoken cues, the
Yeah.
body language,
Yeah.
the micro expressions that we might not even consciously register,
Right.
even the subtle shifts in tone of voice. All of that weaves a story that AI is starting to decode.
It's like AI is giving us this secret decoder ring for human interaction.
Exactly.
And what's mind-blowing is that we're not talking about some far-off future. This technology is already here.
Yeah.
For example, natural language processing, or NLP,
Yes.
is enabling computers to understand and analyze human speech in ways that were unimaginable just a few years ago.
And when you combine NLP with something called sentiment analysis,
Yeah.
it's like giving AI emotional intelligence.
Interesting. So how does that work?
Well, sentiment analysis works by training AI on massive data sets of text.
Uh-huh.
But the text is labeled with different emotions.
Okay.
So the AI learns to associate certain words and phrases with positive or negative or neutral feelings.
I agree.
And then it can analyze new text and predict the emotional tone behind it.
So going back to our Trump-Obama scenario at Carter's funeral, how might AI interpret their conversation using these tools?
Okay, so let's imagine Trump, known for his assertive style, might say something like, well, Barack, quite a turnout, isn't it? Didn't think we'd both be sitting here like this.
Right.
The AI could pick up on that assertive tone, even potentially identify a hint of competitiveness in his word choice.
And then you have Obama, who is known for being more measured and eloquent in his speech.
Right.
He might respond with something like, "Indeed, it's a reminder of the legacy we all leave behind." Carter was a man of principle.
Yes.
I imagine AI would likely detect that contemplative and reflective tone in Obama's response.
Exactly. It's like having AI provide this real-time commentary,
Yeah,
revealing the layers of meaning beneath the surface of their conversation.
that's fascinating. And, it's not just about the words themselves.
Right.
AI can also analyze those tiny, fleeting facial expressions
Yes.
that we often
right.
make that betray our true feelings, even if we're trying to mask them.
Exactly. Those are called micro
The
expressions.
micro expressions.
Yeah.
And there are companies like Effectiva
Yeah.
that are developing AI specifically to read those facial cues.
That's right. It's like having AI as our personal body language translator.
Right. Revealing this whole hidden dimension of human interaction.
Right. Absolutely. And imagine AI analyzing a video of this Trump-Obama interaction.
Mhm.
It picks up on Trump leaning forward slightly, maybe with a subtle smirk playing on his lips.
Okay.
Then it shifts to Obama's steady eye contact, but with a slight eyebrow raise.
Uh-huh.
That could indicate surprise or even skepticism.
Wow. It really is like AI is giving us superhuman perception.
It is.
But this technology isn't just some futuristic fantasy.
No.
It's already being used in a bunch of real-world scenarios.
Yeah.
Like in healthcare AI systems like IBM Watson are being used to help doctors analyze patient data,
Right.
leading to more accurate diagnoses.
And it's not just in healthcare.
Yeah.
AI is being applied in customer service where sentiment analysis is used to gauge customer satisfaction.
Okay.
By understanding how a customer is feeling based on their words,
Right.
companies can tailor their responses and improve the overall experience.
That's incredible. I also recently read that AI is even being used in recruitment now.
Yeah.
Tools like HireView analyze the candidate's facial expressions,
Mm.
tone of voice, and even their word choices during job interviews to predict how well they might fit the role.
It's like taking the guesswork out of hiring.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So it's clear that AI's ability to read us,
Right.
to understand those subtle nuances in human communication,
Yeah,
is evolving at an incredible pace.
it really is.
And this raises some really interesting questions about the future of human interaction.
For sure.
Like, what are the implications of AI being able to potentially predict how people might react in certain situations?
Right.
Or how it might be used to personalize experiences, whether it's in education, entertainment, or even marketing? It's both exciting and a little bit unnerving, right?
It is. Think about this. We're already seeing the rise of deepfakes,
Right.
where AI can be used to create these incredibly realistic videos of people saying and doing things they never actually did.
Yeah.
Remember that video Jordan Peele created where it looked like Obama was saying all sorts of things he never actually said?
Yeah, that was pretty chilling.
It highlights how this technology can be misused to manipulate and spread misinformation.
Definitely. But I also heard that AI is now being developed to detect those deepfakes,
Right.
which is kind of like fighting fire with fire.
Exactly. And then you have something called predictive analytics,
Okay.
where AI uses past behavior to forecast future actions.
So like AI analyzes your past online shopping behavior,
Yes.
the websites you visit, even your social media activity to predict what you might buy next.
Exactly.
That is both amazing and a bit creepy. And speaking of creepy, what about the potential impact of AI on privacy?
Yeah.
If AI is constantly analyzing our every word and gesture, where does that leave our right to privacy? Do we need new rules, new safeguards to protect our personal data in a world where AI is reading us like an open book?
That's a crucial question and one that we need to address as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
For sure.
We need to ensure that this technology is developed and used responsibly
Right.
with appropriate safeguards to protect individual rights and freedoms.
I think it's safe to say that we've only just scratched the surface of what AI can do when it comes to understanding human communication.
I agree.
The possibilities are vast,
Yeah.
and the implications are profound. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's take a closer look at how this technology is being applied today in specific real-world contexts.
That's a great idea. Let's dive deeper into the practical applications of AI in fields like healthcare,
Okay.
education, and business,
Sounds good.
and explore how it's already changing the way we live, work, and interact with each other.
Let's do it.
So we've talked about the potential, but let's get specific. How is this already impacting different fields?
Yeah. Where do we see this in action?
Healthcare is a great example,
Okay.
where AI is making a real difference.
And it's not just about those futuristic scenarios anymore.
Right.
This is happening now
It is happening
in
now.
hospitals and clinics.
Absolutely.
AI is being used to analyze medical images like X-rays and MRIs.
And what's remarkable is that AI can often detect subtle patterns, anomalies in these images that even trained radiologists might miss.
So it's like a second set of eyes,
Exactly.
the superpowered assistant
Yeah.
to help doctors make those really critical decisions.
And it's not just about images either.
Right.
AI can also analyze a patient's entire medical history,
Wow.
lab results,
Yeah.
even genetic information to identify potential risk factors.
So it's like having an army of super smart medical assistants
Yeah.
working behind the scenes,
Right.
sifting through mountains of data to provide doctors with a more complete picture of a patient's health.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Hmm.
And that brings up an interesting point about AI in mental health.
Okay.
I've heard about AI-powered chatbots being used to provide support and counseling to people struggling with anxiety or depression or other mental health challenges.
It's correct.
How effective are those?
Well, they're still in the early stages of development,
Yeah.
but AI-powered chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated
Okay.
in their ability to understand and respond to human emotions.
Interesting.
They can pick up on subtle cues in a person's language, their tone of voice, even their typing patterns to detect signs of distress or potential risk.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. It
Well-
sounds like AI is opening up these new possibilities for providing mental health support to a wider range of people.
Absolutely.
But it also makes you wonder about the ethical implications.
Right?
Who's responsible if something goes wrong or if the AI gives bad advice?
Those are really important questions,
Yeah.
and it highlights the need for careful consideration as we integrate AI into these sensitive areas like mental health.
Absolutely.
It's crucial that these tools are developed and used responsibly.
So it's clear that AI is having a major impact on healthcare, but what about other fields? I've heard that AI is also being used in education.
That's right.
How so?
So AI-powered tutoring systems are
Okay.
becoming increasingly popular.
Interesting.
These systems can personalize the learning experience, adapting to each student's individual needs and pace.
So how do those tutoring systems actually work?
Well, they can track a student's progress,
Okay.
identify areas where they're struggling, and offer personalized support and guidance.
It sounds like AI has the potential to really revolutionize the way we learn.
Absolutely.
But it also raises concerns about the role of teachers.
Right?
Will AI eventually replace human teachers altogether?
Well, that's a big question,
Yeah.
and one that's being debated in education circles.
Right.
While AI can certainly enhance the learning experience, it's unlikely to completely replace human teachers.
I think so too, because there's something special about that relationship between a teacher and a student
Right.
that goes beyond simply transmitting information.
It does.
And speaking of transmitting information, how is AI impacting the way businesses communicate with their customers?
AI is transforming customer service in a big way.
How so?
Chatbots are handling a growing number of customer inquiries,
Interesting.
freeing up human agents to focus on more complex issues.
So if I'm chatting with a company online, there's a good chance I'm actually talking to a bot.
There.
It makes me wonder about the future of work. If AI can handle more and more of these customer service tasks,
Right.
what happens to the people who currently hold those jobs?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
As AI and automation become more prevalent in the workplace,
Right.
we need to think about how we can reskill and upskill workers to prepare them for the jobs of the future.
It's about finding ways for humans and AI to work together effectively.
Exactly.
And on that note, let's shift gears and talk about the ethical implications of all of this.
That's a great idea. We've touched on some of the ethical considerations already,
Right.
but it's important to delve deeper into the potential risks and challenges as AI becomes more powerful and pervasive.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive,
We have.
from hypothetical presidential encounters to the real-world applications of AI
Absolutely.
in healthcare and education and business.
It's incredible to think about how far AI has come
It really is.
in such a short time.
And how quickly it's becoming a part of our everyday lives.
It really is. It's like,
Almost like we're living in a science fiction movie,
yeah, right.
where AI is reading our minds and predicting our every move.
Well, not quite that dramatic yet,
Right.
but it is getting pretty good at understanding
Yeah.
and predicting human behavior.
And as we've discussed, this has both, exciting potential
Right?
and potential pitfalls.
For sure.
It's a powerful tool that can be used for good or for ill.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to be aware of the ethical implications, to really think about the impact of AI on society.
We talked about privacy concerns earlier.
Mhm.
If AI is constantly monitoring our conversations, our online activity, even our facial expressions,
Right.
where does that leave our right to privacy?
That is a crucial question,
Yeah.
and one that lawmakers and tech companies are grappling with right now.
Uh-huh.
We need to find that balance between, harnessing the power of AI
Yeah.
and protecting individual rights.
And what about the potential for AI to perpetuate existing biases?
Right, because if the data that's used to train these AI systems is biased,
Yeah.
the AI itself will be biased,
Right.
leading to, unfair outcomes or even discriminatory outcomes.
We've already seen examples of this
Yeah,
with facial recognition systems that are less accurate
right.
at identifying people of color
Exactly.
or hiring algorithms that discriminate against women.
Yeah, it's a reminder that AI is not a neutral technology.
It really isn't.
It reflects the values and the biases of the people who create it.
And that's why it's so important to have diverse voices
Absolutely.
involved in the development of these AI systems to
Right.
make sure that they are fair and equitable for everyone.
Yeah, we need to be mindful of those potential unintended consequences. And really work to mitigate those risks.
But we also need to be optimistic about the good that AI can do in the world.
For sure.
AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare,
Education.
countless other fields.
Absolutely. It can help us solve some of the world's most pressing problems.
It can connect us in new ways
Right.
and help us understand each other better.
I agree.
Ultimately, the future of AI is up to us.
It is.
It's a choice we all have to make.
We can choose to use this powerful technology for good
Yeah.
to create a more equitable, a more sustainable world.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point.
It's about harnessing the power of AI,
Right.
but also remaining mindful of its limitations
Yeah.
and those potential pitfalls.
It's about making sure that AI serves humanity
Yes,
and not the other way around.
well said.
I think that's a great place to wrap up our deep dive.
Indeed, it has been a fascinating conversation.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of AI and human communication.
Yes, thank you.
We hope this has given you some food for thought
There's some things to think about,
and inspired you to learn more
to learn more.
about this really rapidly evolving field.
Absolutely, we'll continue to explore these topics in future episodes.
And we'll be back next time with another deep dive into a different topic. Until then, thanks for tuning in to Gotham Trends.